Welcome to our graduation ceremony celebration. I'm going to keep calling it a celebration. So we're starting a little late, and my apologies to everyone here and to everyone on our Zoom with us. So I'm not going to spend much time talking. We're going to have Jim speak and Warren's going to speak, and then we're going to move right into the awards presentation. Okay. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Thanks, everybody there. We do have a speaker after that, and I'm going to let Warren introduce her, so I don't want to steal his thunder, so I'm not even going to say anything yet. Okay. All right.
It's sort of amazing how young everybody is here and how old I am. I've been at this a long time, and every time I go in a room, I want to. When I'm the oldest person in the room, I want to basically give advice to people. So here comes the advice. It's very simple. 62 years ago, I was in your situation. I was 19, 20 years old. I was at the University of Iowa, and I made probably the luckiest thing I ever did was I asked the head of the computer science department what I should do. And he, without even pausing, he said, well, computers are the only invention that extends a man's mind. Therefore, you'll have a job there forever. Now, that was interesting, but the insight was even more interesting. What he was really telling me is the chance of you getting a PhD at the University of Iowa in computer science was 0. And that basically I should use computers to get smarter. And basically I said, I spent the last 62 years of my life doing that. And I think that was true 62 years ago, and it's true today. If you think about the amount of software we have to develop in the next 5 years, it's astounding. Microsoft claims there's 500 million computer systems that have to be, software systems that have to be built in the next 5 years. That's equivalent to everything we've done in the last 62 years. So there will be a job for you. And so the real question is, what does that mean? What should you do? And it's pretty simple. The first thing I think you should think about your resume. Think about what it says, what it's going to say, because that's really sort of the gateway to job opportunities, and it will basically, it can literally change your life. The other thing next thing I would say is basically think about who you marry, and that was an easy one. You should always marry someone smarter than you are, and that's for 2 reasons. One is it makes for a happy marriage, and the second one is you have to accept that you aren't the smartest person in the world, because your wife is smarter than you are, and it's simple logic says that that's what you should do. The third thing is think about a positive network as you develop your career. Make sure you have a positive network. And that means basically take all your assets and subtract all your liabilities. That says that student loans are not a good idea. And basically that'll lead you to a place that's pretty interesting. Those are the things that you should hang on to. And the other thing is just basically be a good employee. I never have asked In any of the jobs I've ever held, I've never asked anyone how much they should pay me. I've never told anyone how much they should pay me. It's really the job, how it fits into your resume, how the story of your life is, professional life is starting to make sense. So, and an example of that is that I once had I probably interviewed 10,000 people in my time. And I only remember one resume, one interview. And that was with Aliki Karopoulos. And she was a recent immigrant from Rome, or from Greece. And she said she'd been in the United States for 2.5 years, learned English, and got a college degree in computer science in 2.5 years. Now, does anybody know how to do that? Well, she took the first 6 months to learn English. She then went to 2 universities at the same time and merged the hours. So I said, I gotta hire this person. So the next question was, how much should I pay her? And she said, you're not gonna pay me. I said, what do you mean I'm not gonna pay? I have to pay. She said, no, I'll work for free for 6 months and then we'll talk about how much you should pay me. And that's made an impression on me that's the best I've ever seen at an interview. And the reason she could do that is because she had a positive network. She wasn't worried about meeting the rent payment next month. So it's really important. The idea of, Seneca is about the idea of working and learning at the same time. And it's really important.
Thanks, Jim. So Warren, our technical lead, is going to have share a few of his bits of insight for you.
All right. How are we doing? We made it. So last year, I spoke about Army leadership and the 7 Army values they teach you to follow as soldiers. And specifically, I focused on personal courage and what it takes to persevere through adversity. And that value applies to everyone here. But today I'm going to talk about a different Army leadership value, respect. Now, my drill sergeant took his definition of respect even further than the Army definition. He told us that respect is actually treating other people better than you would like to be treated. In a similar vein, I'm going to extend that definition even further today and say self-respect is also treating yourself better than you might feel you should be treated. Now, traditional respect applies to the world around you, those you interact with, and the societal norms through which all of you will find success as an engineer. But more importantly to me, and for this group, self-respect applies to yourselves as individuals. Do you respect yourself and what each of you have done in your background that brought you to this point of success? Today is a successful day for you. Respect that. Now, all of you have earned the respect of everyone in this room over the last 6 months. But what I want you to acknowledge on and focus is that it was not a 6-month journey to get here today, was it? It was an 18 or 19-year-old journey to get you to this point. Respect that journey. I'm very proud that all of you made it through this training but I'm more proud of your personal growth. I'm proud that all of you have made such great progress in respecting one another, but also in finding strength in who you are as individuals and who you are as teammates. Respect that growth. Self-respect means understanding who you are and what made you successful in this journey. Gaddafi, finding your own path when the road is blocked. Respect that. Edgardo, standing up for your own freedoms. Respect that. Christian, being confident enough to give as much as you get. Respect that. Terrence on the phone, staying on the course when you're unsteady. Respect that. Serai, learning to care and coach as well as you code. Respect that. Yuli, leading from a place of calm strength. Respect that. Chance, keeping the group loose and relaxed. Respect that. Josh, standing up and persevering in the face of gun violence. Respect that. Phoenix, defending your identity at all costs. Respect that. Jose, adapting to change in order to grow as a person. Respect that. Armani, on the phone, knowing who you are and following your own path. Respect that. Kaden, bringing the team together. Respect that. Kevin, knowing your limits and then later pushing past them. Respect that. Michaela, using empathy and kindness to blaze new trails for all of those around you. Everyone in this room respects that. Every person in this room today, whether you're a young professional or an experienced CEO, has taken a very unique journey to bring them to the point of success that they are experiencing today. Self-respect is about understanding that uniqueness that makes you the wonderful individuals that you are. So please, as we go through the ceremony today, truly take time to reflect on what makes each of you so special and celebrate that and respect that.
Thanks, Warren. I love that respect. That's really important. I have another word for you. Courage. Each one of you had the courage to say yes to Seneca when your peers were coming out of high school or were doing something very different. You all had the courage to say, this is what I need for me. And so I'm going to take this personal risk. And that is self-respect. So for that, I thank you all. I thank you all for taking that step, having the courage to join Seneca, because I know that you're in a better place for it, and you are going to continue to grow and reflect really well back on Seneca. So I appreciate that, and I thank you for that as well. So now, exciting part of the ceremony, well, we would like to acknowledge each one of you for what you've done, for what you've accomplished, for your courage and for your self-respect. So I'm going to call you one at a time. Our photographer is also out with COVID, so Michaela has agreed to step in. So she's going to take some pictures. I'm going to call you up one at a time, and thank you all. Thank you, each one of you, and then have you take a picture. Have a picture with you and come on, Jim, with Jim and Warren, and then Warren also has something from himself that he wants to give you. So you have to stand next to Warren. Because you're right in the middle in front of the camera. In no particular order, Ulysses. Completing the Seneca Foundation Training Program. Nope, you're going to go over here.
Done yet.
You want me to? Sure. That'd be great.
Yeah, okay, that's yeah.
Yeah. Daffy. Daffy, congratulations on completing the Seneca program.
Well, you gotta stand right here. Congratulations.
Kevin. Kevin, on completing the Seneca program. Good. Next up, Michaela. Congratulations, Michaela.
Lord.
Right. Very good. Next, we have Edgardo. Edgardo, completing the Seneca program. Walk here. Sarai. Congratulations on completing the Seneca program. There you go.
Congratulations.
I'm gonna say Sarai has much longer hair than I thought she had. It looks much longer than it looks on the Zoom.
And I trimmed it.
Okay, next we have Josh. Joshua. Congratulations on completing the Seneca program.
Congratulations, Josh.
Next up is Phoenix. Phoenix, congratulations on completing the Seneca program.
Congratulations.
Nice job, Phoenix. Thank you. Next, we have Kaden. Go, Kaden. Congratulations on completing the Seneca program. Nice, thanks, Kaden. Okay, next we have Christian.
Oh, this guy.
And congratulations on completing the Seneca program. I think Christian has logged the most hours in this office. Also, by the way. Jose.
It's of your shirt.
Very good. Finally in the room, Chance.
Congratulations.
Two of your friends who are not with us here in the room today are Monty and Terrence. If you're both on, could you turn on your screens?
It's hard.
So we can say, all right, well, around the clock for Monty. Congratulations again. And we also have a little gift from Seneca that everybody has on their table. It's a portable power station. Yes. Whatever you want to do. Yeah, you did good. All right,
I think we get the best thing over.
next up in our program, in our celebration. Next up, we have a very dynamic speaker, and she is very excited to talk with all of you and introduce some new ideas for you that I think you're going to find very powerful. So Melissa Boggs comes to us from Colorado. I am not even going to begin to try and explain Agile and Scrum and technology, because you all know that those words would all come out so backwards from my mouth. But Melissa has a very storied career that I hope she'll share a little bit with you about, and some fun words for you today. Thanks, Melissa, for being here.
Thank you, Erin. And thank you, Warren and Jim, for having me. Congratulations to all of you. This is not part of my prepared speech, but I just want to say, I know that this is a special moment and this is a special group, because the words that I have are so closely aligned to what Warren said and Erin said. So what that means to me is that when we looked at you, when we looked at this program and what it means, we saw the same thing. We saw courage, we saw respect, we saw saying yes. So I just want to put up front, actually, we didn't collude. So when you hear some of those same things and what I'm saying, it's because you inspired those things. So a really quick intro to myself. My name is Melissa Boggs. I am a leadership and culture coach. So I go to organizations and help them create amazing workplaces to be ready for people like you. I was the co-CEO of Scrum Alliance. I know you have been using Agile principles and you are probably familiar with Scrum. So if you have heard about certified Scrum Master, certified Scrum Product Owner, those types of certifications, I had the privilege of leading that company for a number of years. And now I go out and help other companies make cool companies. So like I said, when I first learned about Seneca Foundation and this program, I was super impressed because it's this combination of education and experience, but mostly I was impressed by you, because what occurred to me is that you had to get up one day and say yes to the program, but then you had to keep saying yes every single day. You had to say yes to showing up, whether it was virtually or in person. You had to say yes to being part of a team. You had to say yes to bringing your best self. And some days we all don't want to bring our best selves. So I just commend you and congratulate you for that, first of all, because that is enough, is showing up and bringing your best self every day. I work with leaders to design workplaces where everyone could do what you've done, where people can come and say yes to taking risks, to teamwork, to bringing their best self to work every day. Also, though, I want you to hear this from me as someone who's been in the workplace for 20 years. I also want you to know when to say no. And I want you to learn how to rest and to recharge, because that is how we are able to keep doing that day after day. That is how we're able to say yes. And the funny thing is, when we all do that, when we learn when to say yes and when to say no, that's when the world is going to explode with innovation. That's when humans are going to be unleashed to be the best humans that they can be. We're going to see things that we've never seen before. And so for you at such a young age to choose a path that is blazing a trail to make that technology possible for that kind of innovation, again, I commend you. Like, how early on did you go, yeah, that's what I want to be a part of, because that's going to make a difference. So my adult career began with a random yes. And actually, I would even call it a reluctant yes on a random Tuesday. So I was actually about your age. See, Jim, we didn't collude. I was about your age and I was in school and I had stayed up way too late the night before. Now, whether I was studying or like hanging with friends, I'm not going to share that. We don't need to know. But it was probably about 10 a.m. and I had signed up to do some work with a temp agency. So, they call you up and they say, hey, can you go do receptionist work? So the recruiter called me at 10 a.m. and I literally was like, and she said, hey, I have this opportunity for you at this company called the Scooter Store. Now, I don't know about you, but if someone calls me about a great opportunity at 10 a.m., it is not going to feel like a great opportunity. So that was the first time that I almost said no. Then she said the scooter store, and I was like scooters? Like little metal scooters? That was the second time in 2 minutes that I almost said no. And thank God I didn't, because she wasn't talking about the little razor scooters. She was talking about medical equipment. And I went to work for a company that provided motorized scooters and motorized wheelchairs for the mobility challenged. And that company was the most mission and values driven company I've actually experienced in my entire career. And thank God I said yes. I worked there for 12 years. I had to be there on that random Tuesday at noon. She called me at 10, remember? But I made it. I got there at noon and I said yes. And I worked there for 12 years, from receptionist to sales to process analyst and to software development. And that company raised me. Again, it's the most mission, vision, and values company I've ever met. And they were there for me through boyfriends and getting married and having kids and buying a house. And every day I came to work and I knew what I was there for. I knew that we were making a difference, especially because at one point my own grandfather needed a motorized wheelchair. And it made a difference between my aunt having to go to his house every day to help him get to the restroom and him being able to take himself to the restroom and make a grilled cheese. It gave him freedom. And that matters because the work that I was doing that mattered. And it didn't matter like what department I was in or what role that I was in. It all rolled back to we were providing freedom to people who otherwise would be stuck in their recliner. So I tell you the story for two reasons. One, because I really feel lucky that early in my career, again, at 19, 20 years old, I was able to see that it was possible to have a human-centric workplace and still be incredibly successful. We had so much fun at that company. I'm going to tell you more about that later, but we were still really successful. We were the biggest medical equipment provider in our space. So I want you to know now, at your age and at this juncture in your career, that it is okay to ask for a place that is going to support you as a human being and demand it. And if you don't get it, go somewhere else. Secondly, I want you to know that everyone's story starts somewhere. Like I said, I went on to be a receptionist, process analyst, then into software, which led me to leading the largest Agile community on the planet by membership. We have over 1 million members at Scrum Alliance. And that was an incredible opportunity because I said yes on a random Tuesday. So everyone's story starts somewhere. Mine started with a sleepy hello and a random yes. So the moral of that story is keep saying yes, obviously. So in my 20 years in the workforce, there are a few things that I have come to believe. I'm actually going to read these. Let's just be real because I want to say them correctly. I believe everyone has the right to be their 100% authentic self. I believe everyone should have a voice and a seat at any given table. I believe in living my values, even when it's really, really hard. I believe in workplaces that allow all of those things to happen. I believe in thinking before speaking, sustainable pace, and calm approaches. So at the end of the day, all these things boil down to 3 big things that we need collectively to be more successful. That's community, courage, Aaron, and care. So here's the thing. Neuroscience tells us that humans are highly social creatures. We rely on each other in good times and in bad for survival and to thrive. And we find joy in relationships with one another. And the very first development team that I ever joined was the gold standard for what joy looks like at work for me. Again, at the scooter store, I was a QA manager. I had moved over from kind of a process role. And this team, you guys, you gals, you friends, was joy in hard work. It wasn't joy instead of, or, aside from hard work. It was, we found ways to attack things together. We found ways to have a can-do attitude, even when things looked really bleak. I will tell you that we tested in production sometimes overnight because our company relied on our software. So there were times that we would be testing until 7 o'clock in the morning and having fun. And I know that sounds weird, but one, we believed in what we were doing. Two, we just cared about each other. We were in community with one another. And three, we recognized that if we weren't having fun, then we also weren't as productive. Like if you're just sitting there like, I'm going to write the code, then eventually like your brain goes somewhere else and you're just not as locked in as you could have been. And we were always focused on our customer. We sought constant feedback, and reprioritization was a way of life for us. For us, our customers were actually internal. So whether we liked it or not, we were going to keep reprioritizing because they would literally walk up to your desk and be like, I need this feature. So you can kind of see, because I understand you guys have been working as an Agile team, what led me to the Agile space. And this probably sounds familiar to you. So for me, one of the biggest things about being an Agile team is community, is being connected to the work and connected to each other. Later at a different employer, eventually I did leave the scooter store here. I was doing Agile work and we were running into some very typical issues, but I actually didn't know they were typical. I felt like I was failing. I felt like our team was failing. I felt like the company was failing until I went to my first local meetup. I went to this meetup and I heard the speaker tell a story and I was like, that's happening to us. And then you'll find, if you haven't gone to meetups yet, there's always pizza. It's either pizza or sometimes like a Mexican food buffet. So over pizza, I hear other people just kind of talking to each other. I'm very introverted, so I'm a little bit like, oh, people, I stay over here. But they were talking about the same things that were going on with me at my company and with my team. And for the first time at that point in a couple of years, I felt okay. I felt normal. I felt like we weren't the only ones with these problems. So maybe there's some solutions out there. And so I cannot encourage you enough, one, to stay connected with each other. You have already formed some amount of community here. But two, to go find it out there. Go to local meetups, volunteer, go to conferences when you're able, and connect with other people who do what you do and are passionate about what you are passionate about. Because I cannot underscore the importance of feeling okay, feeling normal, and finding other solutions through other people. Another thing that's really tied to community is storytelling. So if you think back to like even pre-writing, we passed on our culture through storytelling. So if you think about religious organizations or businesses or, just hobbies and communities around hobbies, this is how we define our communities, is by telling our stories. And when you hear someone tell a story, like I did at that meetup, that resonates with you, A, you feel less alone in the world, and B, you start to feel permission to tell your story. I went then to a meetup after meetup and eventually started talking about what was going on with me. And I felt that permission because someone else had already told their story. So this is how we perpetuate a culture that we want to have in the workplace. And this is how we develop community. So one, I encourage you to make space for other people's stories. And two, to tell your own, especially here and especially with this group of people. You are going to go out into workplaces and you're going to be challenged with things. You're probably going to be on the young side, which is awesome. But reach out to other people who are in the same position as you. so that you don't feel alone and neither do they. Next thing I want to talk about is courage. Warren, Aaron, we're not really taught courage at school, right? Nobody has like a class on how to approach difficult conversations or how to take risks when you're doing work. But as a result of that, we can actually end up walking around in life with these unspoken great ideas or an unresolved conflict that we're unwilling to face, or we don't have the skills or the tools to do so. And there are a couple of different types of courage. So I want to share a few of these with you. One, the courage to ask difficult questions. This is the hard one. Be the first one to ask the question in a room. I'm going to say that one more time because it's that important. Be the first one to ask a question in a room, because if you have a question, there are probably other people in the room that have the same question. And if you're sitting there going, oh, I'm not going to ask, everyone else knows, I'm just like, I'll figure it out. Then yeah, 3 other people are doing the same thing. So ask the question. The courage to try. It's really hard to take risks, right? And we talk a lot in like company culture about like courage to fail and like courage to, you know, put yourself out there. But at the end of the day, it's about trying. A funny story, I am a roller skater. That is my hobby. I spend probably 3 to 4 nights a week at the roller rink. I do jam skating and dance skating. And in some of the classes that I have taken, we clap every time someone falls. I'm gonna let that sink in for a second. We warn them at the beginning of class. We say, hey, we're gonna clap when you fall. We're not making fun of you. If you are falling, it is because you are trying. Nobody falls just because they're like standing there simply, you know, doing nothing and being frozen. People fall because they're, you know, trying new things on their feet. And so we clap every time they fall, as long as they're not hurt. There's like a little signal. It's like, are you hurt? No? Okay, yay, you tried something new. The thing is, we're hardwired to take the path of least resistance, right? If you think about, I don't know if any of y'all have seen the movie The Croods. It's kind of like an older movie, but the dad never wants the family to leave the cave, right? The cave is safe. I know the cave. That is the path of least resistance. But there is not great innovation in that cave. There are not new experiences in that cave. That cave is boring, really. So I don't want to stay in the cave personally. That's not how we evolve. So have the courage to try new things, to take risks, clap for yourself when you fall on the roller skates or when you write the wrong line of code and everything comes crashing down. One thing that we can do to help ourselves is to be deliberate about our risks, right? Design our risks, know what you want to get out of the risk. And then it makes it a little less harsh when you fall down. But again, it means you were courageous enough to try. The courage to self-reflect. Look at yourself from time to time. Am I happy? Am I thriving? Am I contributing? Am I growing? Am I leaning into my strengths? Doesn't sound like a thing that would take courage, but sometimes you don't see what you want to see. So have the courage to self-reflect. And I referenced this early on, the courage to set boundaries. Human beings need rest. They need recharge. They need respect. And sometimes that requires you to say no to things or to say, I'm willing to do this, you know, under these conditions. And this is not a thing, frankly, that my generation was taught well. And so I want you to hear from me now, set boundaries for yourself. Now, I love what Warren said in the sense that, you know your limits, set those limits. That doesn't mean we don't stretch ourselves from time to time, but be willing to advocate for yourself and to stand for yourself. And it takes courage. It really, really does. And then the last one that I referenced was care. I'm going to share something. I'm going to read this too, so I don't say it wrong. This is a quote from Norm Kurth's book. This is well known in the Agile community, Project Retrospectives, a handbook for team review. This is referred to as the prime directive for retrospectives. Regardless of what we discover, we understand and truly believe that everyone did the best job they could, given what they knew at the time, their skills and abilities, the resources available, and the situation at hand. Everyone gets up every day is trying to do the best job they can, right? but sometimes the system or what resources we have affect that in different ways. So believing the best in people is the first step toward caring for them. Giving them the benefit of the doubt is the bare minimum we need in order to accept others as they are. The most impactful thing about being on that first dev team I told you about was that we were able to be ourselves. We trusted that we all had good intentions. We allowed our differences to make us stronger. And I'm not saying that like it was easy. The reason I share the prime directive is that we brought that up every day, not just in retrospectives, but every day. Okay, I believe they were doing the best they could, given the circumstances, et cetera, et cetera. And that led to us being able to trust each other and show up the best that we could. Setting boundaries, having those clear conversations that I referenced before, that's the first step toward caring for yourself. It's common, especially in American society, to equate our worth, who we are, how well we are worthy, to our productivity. I encourage you to resist this conditioning. You are a human being worthy of love, regardless of how many hours that you work or how much you produce for any given employer. Author Brené Brown says one of my favorite quotes of all time, exhaustion is not a status symbol. Think about that for a minute. You hear people all the time like, oh my gosh, I'm so tired. I've been on 9 Zoom calls today. Awesome. Definitely contribute to your team. But being tired all the time does not mean that you are the best employee ever. So I urge you to resist that conditioning. Make room for creativity in your brain. Take your PTO. Take breaks during the day. Say no to meetings that you don't actually have to be involved in. I promise I'm getting toward the end. Here's one thing that didn't fit into my little alliteration with the C's, and that is fun. So one of the core values of the Scooter Store was fun, and I have kept that with me to this day. As a CEO at Scrum Alliance, I came to work in superhero costumes and prom dresses. I have thrown hula hoops into swimming pools. Don't ask. I once sang I Love Rock and Roll in my Halloween costume because a team had reached a goal that they were stretching for. And memes and GIFs always provide a little bit of fun, especially when the older folks don't understand them. I'm kidding. Be kind to your elders. We get it. So I want to encourage you to celebrate your wins, big and small, and celebrate your failures too. I once worked with a company that actually had a failure wall where they would put up like pictures or literally sometimes it was like snippets of code of things that just crashed and burned. Because again, if we're not failing, then we're not trying. So enjoy your work and enjoy the people that are around you when you're in work. When you get to your new jobs, your new teams, have conversations about what it means to make work fun. Like we assume that we all enjoy the same kind of fun, or like fun is just, fun is, going to lunch once a month. There are things you can do to have fun at work. There used to be, with that team that I told you about, there used to be a, like pre-Spotify, a website where you could go on and basically like spin music together, like you go into the room together. And that's what we would do for 7 hours at a time when we were testing, is we would share music with each other and take turns or make fun of each other. So ultimately, be human and allow the others around you to be human. When you do that, you make way for so many cool things to happen for your team, your org, your clients, everyone. So here's what I hope for you. I hope you will find a team that allows you to be your best self. I hope you will seek out and build community. I hope you will tell your story. I hope you will approach the world with an agile mindset. I hope you will be courageous. Challenge the status quo. I hope you will challenge yourself, but I hope you will care for yourself along the way. Being different, doing things differently, blazing a path, it's hard. We're not perfect at it and we never will be, but we're not seeking perfection, we're seeking progress. Little bits of joy, little promises of prosperity, and more sustainability. And this is where I swear that Erin and I did not write this together, but you took a huge risk. You invested your time and effort in this program, and look around you. It's already paying off. So ultimately you said yes. So keep saying yes, because we need you. You are the bridge between this generation and the next one. You are the future of work. So thank you. And thank you for letting me be part of your day.
Thanks, Melissa. Oh, that was great. Yeah, yours is on there. And it's always tough to come after the person who does speaking and just point to their career for a living. So we have to wrap up here. So we have one more. We have one more thing. There's some other people who would like to say congratulations to you.
To the graduating cohort for this year's Seneca Foundation Program, congrats. You made it. It's been quite the year. Actually, it's been quite the last couple years.
Hey Seneca graduates, congratulations on your graduation. What an amazing thing you've accomplished here.
To everyone in the latest graduating cohort of Seneca Foundation, congratulations.
Hi Seneca graduates, congratulations, you've done it.
Hey, I want to give a big congratulations to all the graduating young professionals this year. Your hard work will definitely help prepare you for your next steps to come.
So I want to send a big congratulations to the entire Seneca cohort. You all have done such a great job, and it's been really exciting seeing you learn.
Hey, this is Satish. I wanted to say congrats to Christian, who is about to graduate his computer science education.
Hey Seneca team, congratulations on your graduation day.
Hey Seneca team, Brad here. I just wanted to congratulate everybody on your graduation.
Hi Seneca Young Professionals, congrats on graduation.
Congratulations to each of the graduates. This is a massive accomplishment for which you should be proud of.
Well done, Seneca Foundation Cohort.
What you and your colleagues have done in the last, 8 months, it's amazing achievement. You know, something that's typically done in 2 to 4 years at a college level, you're able to do it in such a short amount of time and do it really well.
Phoenix, Josh, and Fari, even though I've only been a part of the project for a few weeks, I've enjoyed working with each of you. The progress you've made on enhancing the MEMSI bot is impressive. So with that, congratulations.
Congratulations, Michaela, on your graduation from Seneca. I'm so excited to see what you accomplish in this life. You are such a gifted and brilliant person, and I just cannot wait to see what you do.
Hi, Elises. Just wanted to take the time to congratulate you on completing the first year of your program.
This is Rima. I was guiding Sarai, and she did a very good job with her assignment, understanding the coding. It was a pleasure working with her. Congratulations, Sarai, and lots of good wishes to you for your future.
Caden, Chance, Ulysses, Jose, Michaela, congratulations on this day of your graduation from the Seneca program. It was a joy working with you guys over these past couple months. I'm so happy that you guys have reached this point in your life. I'm so proud to call you my colleagues, and I'm looking forward to working with you guys in the next couple months that I manage. Take this moment in. It's well deserved.
Also, I wanted to give a quick shout out to my mentee, Phoenix Sanchez. His amount of patience and openness to my type of mentoring, I really appreciate it. He's taught me how to also, find better ways to step away from the computer every so often.
I would like to congratulate the graduating class of Seneca 2022 upon their graduation. And I would like to especially shout out to Gaddafi Haynes, Amani Madrigo, and Kevin Luna on their graduation. And also like to wish them all the best as they begin their new careers with Veil Systems.
I also want to say congratulations specifically to Gaddafi. It's been so great getting to know you, getting to, talk with you every week about your struggles, about your successes, and also what you hope to do going forward.
I want to give a specific congratulations to my mentee, Michaela. I've really enjoyed working with you this year on our one-on-ones, getting to see how you approach problems, grow as a leader within your team.
And I want to give a special shout out to Yuli. I'm so impressed and proud of you for what you've accomplished. So great job, everybody.
And I just wanted to note that the fact that you were able to get through such a pretty involved program, while there's several challenges coming at you from all sides.
Hey, congratulations to you, Edgardo, and to the rest of your cohort. You went through a tough program.
Hey Terrence, it's Jordan. I want to congratulate you on moving forward with Vail. Also congratulate you on almost finishing up your first year there at Memphis, man.
Special shout out to Sari. We have been working together for almost a year now, and it's been such a fabulous experience. You have shared with me such a variety of topics, anything from engineering to coding to design to art, music, dance.
It has been a pleasure working with you all, watching you grow as not only developers, but as a team. I'm really looking forward to working with you all as Vail apprentices, and I can't wait to see what you accomplish in the coming years.
Hey Chance, just wanted to say congratulations on your graduation. I'm really happy for you and you should be really proud of everything that you achieved.
But certainly there were your moments, your challenges, the things that you had to overcome. But through all of that, you sought advocacy, you asked for help, and you got it.
Special shout out to Jose. It's been a pleasure to work with you and watch you learn and grow and all that you've accomplished. I'm so proud of you.
Hey, Sari, Josh, and Phoenix. I have really enjoyed working with each of you over the last few weeks. It was so great watching all of you grow throughout the entire term and achieve tremendous progress. Congratulations on accomplishing Term 2 and making lasting contributions to MIMSI as a whole.
Hey, Kevin, congratulations on your graduation from Seneca. Awesome accomplishment.
Yo, Chance. Congratulations, man. I am super proud of you for having completed the program and learning how to be a coder, a full-fledged coder. That's insane.
Hello, team. I wanted to take the time to congratulate you guys on the wonderful progresses that you guys have made, not only on what you guys have learned, what you guys have been able to achieve as far as the MIMSI code, all the improvements you guys were able to instill, but also what you guys were able to teach me and what I was able to get from this experience. Thank you so much, and great job, everybody.
To Jose and all the Seneca team members, great job this year and all your accomplishments and hard work.
Hey team, just wanted to say congratulations on finishing your Term 2 project. The work and the effort you guys have put into improving the MIMSI project has been amazing, astounding, and I can't wait to see what you guys do in the future.
One piece of advice I will offer is to always treat others as you would want to be treated yourself, regardless if it's a subordinate, peer, or leader. I really enjoyed getting to know Josh, his personality, ambitions, and concerns. It's been very exciting to watch him grow both personally and professionally, and excited to see next steps and things in his life as well as the rest of yours. So wishing you all the best. Cheers.
Hi Armani, congratulations on graduating from the Seneca program. I can't believe you made it. Well, actually I can.
And in particular, Joshua Nava, who I have been advising or have had the privilege of advising over the last 6 months or so. It's been fantastic to see the growth that has occurred, both in confidence as well as in development skills.
So take the time to celebrate, enjoy the moment. Congratulations once again. Échale ganas, que lo bueno está por venir.
I'm so excited to see what the future holds for all of you. Good luck on your next journey.
I look forward to seeing how you progress forward in your career as you make those first steps there. Well done in graduating from the Seneca Foundation.
And I wish you well and all the success in the world.
You know, keep it up. You're gonna go far in life.
I hope you are enjoying it, and I hope you're excited about whatever's to come, and I hope that the lessons you've learned in this experience have helped to prepare you for whatever path you choose in life. Congratulations.
Congratulations again, and looking forward to more. All right.
Don't forget to test often, and wish you the best. Thanks.
I hope for you to continue to be curious and learn, and continue to find ways to push forward both in your career and life in general. Again, congratulations.
Congratulations. Take it all in. Enjoy this time. You know, there's not a lot of pressure. Just you got everything you need in order to succeed.
So good luck, all of Seneca, and good luck to Gaddafi as you move on to this next phase of your career and education.
You all have so much potential. So congratulations and good luck.
Yeah. Expect great things from him, and it's been quite the journey for everybody. Learned a lot. Thanks again, Seneca.